Now back to Inside Real Estate. Here's Mike the Realtor.
Hey, folks, we're back. Inside Real Estate, Sports, Entertainment, Politics. Hey, we're back. Time for some insurance talk. We've got Richard Tonica, expert in everything insurance. His website, richardtagency.com, richardtagency.com. Of course, he's with the Goosehead brand that can shop over 20-some-odd companies behind the scenes to get you the best rate, the best policy. Richard Tonica, how we doing today?
We're doing great. I'm not a professional, but I play one on TV.
I think you're the utmost professional.
I try to be. But one of the what I wanted to talk about today was I've run into a rash of people lately that have you ever gotten a quote from one of the big three and then they call to find out, hey, did you like this quote? And you come back, no, the rate was too high. And say, oh, okay. I've got some more, and let me work on it a little bit, and I'll get back to you. And they send you something that's $200-$300 cheaper than what they sent you the first time. I've run into this quite a bit where, I try telling the people that are getting this, it's like, what do you think that they did magically that took your rate they listened to you, understood your needs, your wants, and everything, and your budget, and understood that this is the right policy for you. Put it together, send it to you. Oh no, that's too expensive. Oh well. Oh, that's no problem. They're not going to tell you that I raised the deductible, I took off coverages, and once you start getting in there, and this is one of the education that I go through with a lot of people is, and I know I've said this before, is not every insurance policy is the same. They're not all created equal. You may have the same kind of policy, but just have less coverage on this company with this company or that company, or take off endorsements or add endorsements. And so I was walking through a couple people and we started going through, I started giving them an apples to apples comparison, not with my stuff, just showing her what did they take off and where are the changes, because there's not one insurance carrier, I don't care who they are, oh, well, we like you so much, we're going to lower this particular policy for you.
Right.
by 20-30%. No one's going to do that. And so it's just knowing that anybody can sell on price.
Right.
And it's the value of the policy that you get and all the things that make the policy worthwhile. There's a reason that you have insurance and that you pay a premium, and you want it there when you have a claim or something bad happens. And all too often, people don't think about that end of it. They think about the very beginning when they're paying for it. And I understand that, like Terry was saying, that your monthly payment goes up depending on what the policy is. But that's one of the beauties of dealing with me is I've got great policies at great prices. And this year, company A may be the best option for you. Next year, company B, company C, company D, and you can start going through the alphabet with me, where this particular carrier or your big three, they have, in order for them to change your rate on their policy, they either have to take away coverage or they have to increase your deductible or both. Those are the only ways. And so when you see one of the big three that gives you three different quotes, that to me is always funny, because one is, I mean, the most expensive is their policy. That's the one that they want that's the one that they want you to go with because they know you're covered. Mm-hmm. The second and third one, the less expensive ones, all they've done is take off coverage.
Right.
Nobody wants that. And so when you're looking at these policies, I mean, really, you've got to dive in and find out what's covered, what's not, and why are you taking off these policies or this coverage, because they're not going to take away coverages that don't mean anything. Mm-hmm. They're going to there's a reason that I can add endorsements to policies left and right. And they're going to have very little effect, because the likelihood of those particular, what we consider perils or risks, happening within your house in Texas or in this area aren't that great. So they may change your policy $1 or $2 at the very most, but it looks good because you got all these endorsements on. I don't do that, but you could do that. Mm-hmm. Once you start getting big deductions from taking apparel off, there's a likelihood that that's going to hit your house, and it's going to have an effect. That's the only reason that they're taking that big of a discount for removing it. Yeah. And it's so if you're dealing with an agent that is doing that has come to you with multiple different quotes, I don't know that I would trust someone like that, because what they're trying to do is trick you into going with the lower policy, because they know most people are going to just, I like this price.
Yeah.
And they're not giving you the value. I mean, they started off giving you what you wanted and what you probably need.
But if you're not willing to pay that price,
then that's okay, because we'll come in and we'll cut all your coverage and give you this. And now we're at the price that you want.
And you're not going to look at the details.
Exactly. And
they got you.
It's not the policy that you want or need, but it's the price you want. And all too often, people just simply go by that. And that brings us to 1-800 numbers. I mean, an agent that is selling to you over a 1-800 number, they are doing it strictly on price. They know exactly. They are getting it down to absolutely the lowest rate that they can. Doesn't matter that it may not be the right policy for you. It may not have the coverages that you need, and probably doesn't. Mm-hmm. All they know is they are required to have so many policies sold every month and in order to keep their job. And the likelihood that you're going to find that person again calling an 800 number.
Yeah. Remote.
Yes. And so there's no accountability with that for those kind of agents. And that's the reason that you have someone local with our agency, and we take the time to get to know you and your needs. We are able to offer you better policies at better prices because we shop so many different carriers. Mm. It's not that big of a secret that if you cast one fishing pole out, you might catch one fish. The kind of fish that you're looking for. If you've got 25 different poles that you're throwing out there, the likelihood that you're going to find the fish that you want is that much better. And so that way we're actually getting the policy that you want at the price you want.
Absolutely. Absolutely, folks. Definitely give Richard a call. His website, richardtagency.com, for all your insurance needs. Folks, it's Inside Real Estate. Mike Kruizinga. See you next week, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here